one is specify line break. Next function definition over. Now I want to call this function set. Take the brackets and supply your data. This is function calling. Normally, if last three examples, if you observe, add of 10 comma 20. Last three examples, every example I developed add function, right? The functions from every function, common function, what's and add. But that day we call like this. That day we call like this. Add, remove. This brackets the same. This bracket is same. The add place, I'm directly substituting my function. The anonymous. The array scenario also I explain the same procedure. Remember, array storing into one at reference variable dot method calling. To the method, instead of that, we can directly take the array dot index of array dot. Remember this one. Similarly, string dot. Where is the string cell? String not available separately. Anonymous string. Array not available separately. Anonymous array. Now also this is function. Same pattern. By chance, if you remember these explanations, same option. The expressions also we can write in the same manner. And here is the output. So this is the fourth flavor, four types of functions. Now we are moving to some additional features related to functions. Additional features. It's nothing but just it introduces some new features that I'm going to cover. Actually, arrow functions, old concept to new concept. Arrow functions. New feature, right? So already we know one new feature of the functions. Another two more new features also I'm going to introducing. First read concepts as well as the new features of the JavaScript. Two more. See that the first one is REST parameters. First one is REST parameters, JS6 feature. So here I am defining a function, the name of sum and expressional function. So you can use arrow function also, no problem. You can use arrow function also. So return followed by express. So this is a simple function set. Find the sum of two numbers. Here I prefer the expression. If you are not interested in the expression, you can use the arrow function also, no problem. It's working 100% well. Before going to this function, one small information set here. Expressions we worked. Expressions and as well as arrow functions. Expressions and arrow functions, right? Previous examples, both we worked individually, right? In this example, both I'm going to combine it. possible as sir. Huh, sir? Expression inside, expression possible. Nested functions, sir. Nested conditions available, the if inside, if for inside, for like that nested functions. One expression inside, another expression function we can write. An arrow function inside, another arrow function also we can write. Or one expression function inside, if situation demanding an arrow function also we can write. Or arrow function inside, expression function also we can write. All combinations are valid only, there is no problem. The combination is valid. Now, situation nesting function center was called as next. Why these nesting functions are comes are into nesting callbacks. Nesting callbacks. So 100% system supporting sir, and we are going to using most of the cases this. Now in this example, I need this one. You know, I'm specially saying that point. One function inside another function developmentation possible nesting. Expression inside expression possible, expression inside arrow possible, arrow inside arrow possible, arrow inside expression also possible. Any combination is okay. Now see here, I define one function, it's an initial code only. We need lot of changes inside this one. Function declared with the two parameters. Now I'm calling the sum function also with the two parameters. It's no problem. I'm sending two parameters. Here is receiving the two parameters and we'll get the result also. So 10 and 20 both are going to receiving and returning the 30 answer. There is no problem. This one sum of 1. So here we'll get the problem. Why aren't values not passed in properly? The system expecting parameters to 2, but I am sending the only 1. What happens, sir? It's showing any error. No, sir, we didn't get any errors. Already functions starting then I said already. We don't have any rules and regulations while working with parameters. Programming language said that this is syntax error, compile time error. Your programming languages, it is becomes as a compile time error. 100%. Next one. I'm calling one more time the function here like this. What happens, sir? Now also it's responding, but wrong outputs are comes. Showing the wrong output. I call the function with the two parameters. It's a perfectly working and right answer also. And I'm calling the sum with the one parameter. Working, still working. And I'm calling the sum with the 9 parameters. Then also it is working. But in second case, the third case, we'll get the wrong outputs. Even if I call the sum function without any data, is also working. Here also we'll get the wrong outputs. So these three calls invalid calls, but system showing accepting that calls no problem and producing the wrong outputs. Errors not comes. Errors not comes. Wrong outputs are comes. Their programming languages, these three creating the compile time errors, especially Java and .NET. As a parameters, the difference available with the compulsory it shows the error, but not in JavaScript. What is the problem, sir? If you send two values perfectly, then I'll give the right answer. If you send other than two values, so I'll produce the wrong answers. What is that answer, sir? Nans only. Second call, third call, fourth call, all these calls answer is nan. Not a number, not a number. No, sorry. Second one, last one, nan. Third one is there. Third one answer is 3. Third one answer is 3. Reason, sir, we are sending so many values here, but here receiving is only 2 values only. The remaining is becomes as waste. And nobody is there to receive your data. Nobody is there to receive your data. So 1 and 2 received, and it's giving the output for the 1 and 2. 1 and 2 is nothing but a 3. Wrong output. what is my intention, sir? User, how many values they are sending, I don't know. Even I don't want. But I want to give the result of all the data. How much data they supplied, how much data they passed. For all the data, I want to give the accurate outputs. I want to give the accurate outputs. Possible, sir? How, sir? By using the REST parameters. So how can work with these REST parameters, sir? By using dot operator. The same operators recently I have explained in the arrays topic, sir. That time the name of this one is spread operator. We already completed one time triple dot. It's called as the spread operator. Now I'm using the same operator as a REST operator. Operator same, pronunciation is different. The arrays combination, this is functions combination. That is arrays combination, this is the functions combination. So operator name REST. When you are using this one with combination of parameters, then it becomes as a REST parameter. Function with the REST parameter. So which property, which parameter before you use this operator, that is called as REST parameter. Information same as unary operator, and you have to use the left side only. That is called as the prefix. That is called as the prefix. And what is the representation of this one, sir? Should use only along with the parameters. Any parameters. Function parameters are, constructor parameters are, methods parameters are. In anywhere we can use that one. That's not a problem. Anywhere we can use, that's not a problem. So what is the meaning of this REST parameters? Same array style. A REST parameter can handle any number of values. A REST parameter can handle any number of parameters. Suppose this is normal parameters are x. In x, how many values we can store, sir? Only one value. In this REST parameter, how many values we can store, sir? And n number of parameters we can store. N number of parameters we can store. That is the process. Unary operator, prefix, should use with parameters combinations only. And one REST parameter can handle any parameter values. One REST parameter can handle or can store any number of parameter values. How it is possible, sir? This REST parameter, internally they are using the arrays. Every REST parameter internally they use arrays. So as per that we are getting that. Managing every REST parameter 100% they use internally arrays. Now if you take like this, what happens? One REST parameter we can store any number of values. So for all our 4 calls it becomes as a valid calls. All our 4 calls they becomes as a valid calls. For all these things system is giving response proper. First see the implementation. Now how many values you are passing here? How many values you are passing here? That all values are stored in the single year. Internally they use the arrays. I already said internally they use arrays. How can extract the data from this one and how can perform the operations on this one side? That only I said can use the arrow functions or expressional functions. Let s equals to 0, sum equals to 0. Let sum equals to 0. Next n dot for each. N dot for each. Here we need callback function, right? Callback to surrender your choice. You can use expression function or you can use arrow function also. See that one, nested callbacks. This is already expression function. This is already expression function. Inside that, I'm going to writing another expression function. Another expression function. Right. So this is another expression function. Our expression not interested. In this place, we can also use the arrow function. Anything is okay. For each method, we know very well. Last two examples, I used it already. Last session, two examples I used. It is extracting the data one by one. The extracted data is handovers to the your parameter, and parameter inside what we are doing, sir, finding the sum. This is it. Actually, this much of detailing not necessary because shortcuts together. Now we can follow the shortcuts. In curly bracket also we can delete. Let's write this statement. So expression inside arrow function, callback inside callback. Now at last return the yes. So now how many values you pass at this function, or how many parameters you submit to this function. At all parameters, the total it is finding and returning the total. Now check it. All these calls becomes as a right calls. All these calls becomes as a right calls. So total 4 times I call the function here. Different number of parameters. Now check it. So these are the outputs. All perfect answers. First one I said I passed it two values, 10, 20. Second one only one parameter I passed it, solve. Third case 9 parameters I passed it, 1 to 9 continuous numbers, so 1 to 9 or 45. Last call I didn't pass any data, so I'll get the 0. So this is a 9 parameters or 900 parameters. How many values you passed or how many values you subtract. For all that values, it is performing the operations and producing the results. And some only know any other calculations also you can develop here. Finding the max element of this group of values, finding the min elements of this group of values. Anything okay. Any type of logical operations you can perform on this parameter. Function with the rest parameter. So rest parameter is the new concept. Function old topic only. Only parameter is the new concept. Few guidelines are here. On function, how many rest parameters are allowing, sir? Only one only, sir. Function can have only one rest parameter. More than one rest parameter not allowed. More than one rest parameter not allowed. There no use first of all. Define it also, there is no use. Reason, sir. Reason, simple reason. If you are passing any number of values here, or if you are supplying any number of values here, now all these values are received and stored in the n only. All these are received and stored in the n only, right? If I have the second parameter, sir, what is the use? No use here. Because all your data first parameter only received. Then when you will get this data to second, sir? No chance. So second rest parameter never getting any data. If you pass any type of value, if you pass any number of values, And all the things are stored in the first parameter only, not in the second parameter. So the second parameter becomes as a useless. So then only one function or one constructor allows to write only one rest parameter. So the second one, another point, rest parameter is the last parameter. Rest parameter should be the last parameter. What is meaning, sir? When you are defining the parameters like this, suppose dot 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 n comma x comma y, it is invalid. No use of that word. Waste. So x comma y comma dot 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 n, sir, and this is valid. Formula following, guideline following should be the last parameter I said, no? And this is valid. Middle or starting or somewhere not allowed, sir. Compulsory, you should be sit in the last place of your parameters list. I want to sit in some other place, or I want to declare in some other place, sir. Not allowed. Not allowed in the sense useless. System not showing any error. Remember that. System not showing any error, sir. We are getting all wrong outputs, sir. So total number of rest parameters should be one only, and rest parameter should be in the last place of your parameters list. After completion of all other parameters, then only declare the rest parameter. Starting place, middle places, some random places, all these are the errors only. Errors in the sense invalid coding. All those are the invalid code. Next, one more new feature of this one, sir. Default parameters. One more new feature, default parameters. This is also new concept only. Functions old name. Functions with the default parameters. Default parameters, new feature. Functions put on a feature only, that's nothing special. Suppose my function name is add. My function name is add. X comma y comma z. Total 3 parameters I have. X, y, z, total 3 parameters I have. What I am doing here, sir, is finding the sum of these 3 parameters. Finding the sum of these 3 parameters. Written x plus y plus z. Written x plus y plus z. Finding the sum of 3 numbers. Sum of 3 numbers. What I am doing here, sir, same function I am calling here like this. Add of 1, add of 12, of 3 comma 8, 3 comma 5, comma 7, and add of 9. So 4 times I call the functions are here. Can I call more times? And you can call any number of times, but 4 combinations are possible. Maximum combinations are 4 only. Add with 0 parameters, add with 1 parameter, add with 2 parameters, and add with 3 parameters. That's all. Maximum 4 combinations possible. Last one, rest parameters. So you can call any number of maximum 3,000 combinations also you can call. But this is highest one, 4 combinations. Both look like a same. You observe carefully. So rest parameters, so how many combinations we can call, sir? Unlimited. But default parameters, so maximum 4 combinations are possible because of you have the 3 parameters. You have the 4 parameters, sir. Maximum 5 combinations possible. The number of parameters plus 1 chances are available. S1 watts are into without arguments. 4 times I'm calling this add function. So first scenario 10 to 20. First scenario 10 to 20. Who receives the 10 sir? X. Who receives the 20? Y. What about the Z value? I'm not passed any data for Z. I didn't pass any value to Z. So what happens, sir? Z value takes the default value. Z value takes the default value. What is the default value, sir? Obviously undefined. Throughout the JavaScript, the default value is undefined. Remember this one? Undefined default value of your variables. The X10, Y20, Z undefined. X10, Y20, Z undefined. So formula what happens are 10 plus 20 plus undefined. So 10 plus 20, 30 plus undefined. Now what is the result? The result what? So these 4 calls we didn't get the results properly, sir. So for overcoming of that one, we can initialize the values to these 4. This is called as default parameter. Initializing the parameters with some value is called as default parameter. Or assigning the default values to parameters is called as the default value. How we initialize the variables, how we initialize the arrays recently, like that, these are the parameter initializations. These are the parameter initializations. So variable initialization we know, array initialization we know, and now parameter initialization. So assigning some values to parameters or initializing the parameter with some value is nothing but a default. What is the benefit here, sir? While calling out the function, if you are not passed any value or you didn't supply any value, what happens, sir? These default values will continue. So by chance any value if you are not passed, sir, system will continue the last calculations with zeros. System will perform the operations with the zeros. So no chance to get any wrong outputs. Value is missing, in that place 0 is going to substitute. 0 only we have to use compulsory, sir. No, sir. As per my coding requirement, I use it as 0. As per my program requirement, I use it as 0. 0 is not interested. You can use 10, 20, 30, 40, any number. Blank or a boolean value, true, false, based on the code demanding, based on your logic, The 0 compulsory, I'm not saying that one, remember that. Now run this program, all will get the proper answers. Vector, sir. Check it once. So first time 10, 20, answer is 30. Second time 12, answer is 12. Third time 3, 5, 7, answer is 15. Fourth time nothing, answer is 0. Not passed any value of the here. All values are 0. 0 plus 0 plus 0 and final is 0. So maximum we can call with 3 parameters. More than 3 parameters, all of you, you are the OOPS students, right? Maximum. You know already OOPS concept. Java or Python or .NET either something, something. Four statements, if you observe carefully, is there any point in strike? Its sparks are coming in break while observing of these 4 points. You know, genuine, originally Upsu, something is striking in the brain. Don't know the Upsu, nothing is happens. Blank brain will continue. Leave it. Next, here also few guidelines. When you are using these default parameters assigning processes should be the left to right, right to left. Sorry. Default parameters assigning processes should be right to left. The default parameters declaration starts from the right side, move towards to the left side. How much distance you want to move towards to the right side is your choice. One parameter, two parameters, or three parameters. Anything is okay. No, sir, I want to start from left side. Left side onwards, one parameter I want to left side onwards, two parameters I want to use that. It's a wrong process. In random positions, I want to use the default parameters. Random positions. The middle of the parameter, some like that. That is also invalid process, sir. If you have not followed this right to left guideline, as usual, you will get the wrong outputs. Syntax errors not comes anything, but wrong outputs are generated. 100% wrong outputs generated. So, the declaring of the parameters, default values assigning process like this. For declaring of the parameters, default values assigning process like this. This is wrong. Or some places I want to assign the default parameters. Some places I am not using default parameters. That is also waste. No use of that one. So start from right side. How many parameters you are interested? That number of parameters you can use. 1, 2, 3, 4, all. That is your choice. And these all three valid. No problem. I have not followed that guideline. I'll get any error, sir. No, sir, we are not getting any errors. Wrong outputs only. No error. It's wrong outputs. This one, the last point about the functions, it's not new features, sir. It's a old concept only. New features over. Now we are moving to one of the old topic. It's called as shadowing, variable shadow. So this is my global variable. And here I'm defining one function here. Function, my fun. function myFun. MyFun inside also, if I declared any variable, MyFun also, if I declared any variable n, some other value, this is called as variable shadowing. Because your global variable name, your local variable name, both are matching. Your global variable name, your local variable name, both are matching. So whenever the global and local variable, they have the same values, it is called same names, sorry, not values, same names, that is called as shadowing. Variable shadowing. It's nothing but a variable shadow. Is there any problem here, sir? Now, while accessing of the data, we'll get the problem, sir. Next one, sometimes here parameters available, not this variable, parameter. This is parameter. My parameter name, my global variable name is matching, sir. Even it is also shadowing. Even it is also shadowing. So your external declared variable name matching it to locally declared variables or parameters, so that is nothing but a shadow. The shadow, what is the problem, sir? We can't access the global variables directly. Global variables direct accessing is not possible. Suppose if I ask document dot write followed by show my n value, show n value. It's displaying n value, but which n is displaying, sir? 100% local n only showing. If you ask like this any number of times, our lifetime, the whole lifetime, it shows always the local variable only. They never go to touching the global variable. See this? My function calling. I use it total 5 times. I use it, sir, but 5 times it is substituting my local variable only. Never go to touching the global value. This is the problem. If local variables, global variables names are matching, or the global variables parameters names are matching, accessing problems are comes. Then how to overcome these problems, sir? By using references. By using references. So this is shadow variable, sir. This is not shadow variable. This is the original variable and this is the shadow. This is the shadow. So this main variable not becomes a shadow, sir. Repeated. Who is following my name? A follower is becomes as a shadow. I am not shadow. This is me and this is my follower. So follower becomes as a shadow. I am not becomes as a shadow. Generally parameters to local variables becomes a shadow. When parameters and local variables are becomes as shadow. Your parameters also here. See that one. Some var followed by x equals to true. Boolean value. Var followed by x equals to here x, sir. Now this x is also shadow parameter. The variable shadow is parameter shadow. As my parameter name, my x is matching. Inside this function, if I use the x, always it is printing this x value only, but not this x value. You can take anything, no problem. So this is x. And while calling out that one, should pass the data because it's a x parameter. I have global variables with the name of x and n, and I have the local variables with the name of x and n. So both are shadow. Both are shadow. And this is the output. 100 is coming up? No. 2 is displaying up? No. No 100 and no 2. Lifelong 200 and false only. So, okay, sir, local variables I'm accessing directly. Then what about the global, sir? That value also my program demanding. That value also I want to use the my program. So we should follow the small technique like this, sir. So global n value. When you want to access the global n's in the shadowing scenario, so take the reference window dot n. Now directly n, write the window dot n. Like that, write the window dot x. Write the direct x, it goes to local shadow. Write the window dot anything that is treated as a global. So these two places it substitutes the locals and these two places it substitutes the global. No problem solved. So globally n 100, normally n 200. Global x true, normal x false. Normal x in the sense shadows. So shadows values are the 200 and false. So original values are the 100 and 200. So window is the solution for this problem. Window is the remedy for this problem. So repeating the points that your external variables or global variables names are matching with your local variables or matching with your local parameters. It is called as the shadow process. It is called as shadow process. The shadow process how to overcome surrender by using the window reference, by using the window option. This is only solution, sir. No, sir, we have one more solution also. Instead of window, you can also write this dot yellow and this dot x also. This dot yellow, this dot x also possible. Anything okay. Window is allowed and this also allowed. Both solutions only. So shadowing is a common point, sir. Don't try to stop the shadowing. That is not good thing. To overcome the shadowing problem. Shadowing is commonly facing situations. Sir. It's not drawback. Situations demanding mostly like that. So how to overcome it? That point we have to learn. Instead of focusing on stopping of the shadowing. Don't stop the shadowing. Continue the shadowing. Then we can go for the clarity of the code like this. Next, we are moving to the next topic, sir. So, functions official explanations completed. Remember that. Functions official explanation completed. But every day we have to use the functions. Now I'm moving to the next topic. But in this next topic also I have to use the functions. The upcoming topics also. Initial discussions completed. The remaining when you are using the functions that is called as the utilization. Coming all the topics same, sir. First officially we are discussing and the topic compulsory we are going to using in the next topic. So the your other languages point of view, oops, compared to other languages, oops. But JavaScript works only with different programming pattern. JavaScript also following the hooks only, but with different programming pattern. Like as a Java.NET, it's not look like as that one, sir. I'm also hooks only. Introduction of the Java I said already. Java, introduction of JavaScript, first day of the JavaScript, almost 1 month back. I said that clearly. JavaScript is a hooks concept only. There is no doubt at all. But they have their own style, not like as other languages. So what is that own style, sir? It's an object-based programming, not object-oriented. So first, if you want to get the clarity, this is hooks. A lot of people, mostly they knows the hoops, sir. Java, Python, Java, Caret, everybody they knows the hoops, right? But in hoops inside, again, subcategories are available. That is so many doesn't knows that one. So again, divided into subcategories. One is the class-based hoops. Second one is the object-based hoops. And this lot of people you don't know this one. When if you know the hoops also, this point no idea. Not everybody I'm saying. Not everybody I'm saying. So many. So class-based object-oriented programming, object-based object-oriented programming, class-based hooks, object-based hooks. So Java.NET mostly they follows the object-based class-based hooks. The scripting languages they follows the object-based hooks. This object-based hooks, especially in JavaScript, we called as a prototype-based programming. JavaScript especially it is called as prototype-based programming. Or we can also pronounce it as a object-based, not object-oriented. Remember that it's object-based but not object-oriented. Simple thing steps. Already in JavaScript 34 plus 57 programs we completed in JavaScript sir till today. 7 programs I already completed in JavaScript. 7 plus 6, 55 plus. Observe once 55 plus examples. Can you solve in Java.NET without using the classes? 55, no need, like just one program. Just one program solve it. Not possible. That is the structure difference between your language to my language. 55 plus programs I already completed. Don't touching the class. Don't touching the class. That's why you are the class based, but I am not class based. I am the object based. These 55 plus programs I used objects. Can identify that one. 55 plus programs, every example I used an object. Even last example also I used a window object. Shadow solution I shown as a window object. And every example I'm using the document object. Sometimes I use the console object. Recent topics we use the array object. Recent topics we use the array object also. Couple of times we use the math object also. Object continuously I'm using from the day one of the JavaScript. The first example of the JavaScript we are using always. We have never used any class. Can you do the same thing in your Java and .NET, sir? No chance at all, because you are over depending on the classes. For over depending on this, it's not your problem. Programming structure designed like that. But in JavaScript programming structure, not class main, sir. Object is the main. We are only depending on object and we are dealing with always objects only. So that is the difference between the structures. The whole program running with the classes. My whole program running with the objects. So clear at this point, other language to JavaScript, what is the major difference? But both are OOPs only. Remember that both are OOPs only. They are object-oriented programming structures, but differences are available. Especially programming structure differences are available. Especially programming structures differences are available. So whenever we got the question anywhere, you can simply say JavaScript is a prototype-based program. Here objects are playing the key role instead of classes. Their language classes is the key role. Okay, sir. Now we are working with JavaScript objects. Topic is working with objects. That is the topic. Working with objects. Next topic, working with constructors. Next topic, working with the inheritance. Next topic, working with the prototype. 4 points and 4 topics are comes here. The prototype, what we are discussing here. What is the exact meaning of the prototype also? As a one small topic, we are going to discussing that. So how to work with objects, how to work with constructors, how to work with inheritance, and how to work with the prototype. These are the JavaScript indirect hooks concepts. So first we are starting with object. So small theory about that one. What is object? How to create the object? What is the functioning of the object? First of all, object represents a physical component. Object represents a physical component. What is meaning of physical components? Physical in the sense of existence. Physical is nothing but it's a existence. Existence and non-existence both available. So non-existence generally we called as a classes. Existence we called as a generally object. Then how can say, sir, is anything is object or not, sir? That is very simple, sir. I'll explain here. Next information, object is a real-time entity. This is world famous term pronunciation, sir. Every OOPS candidate students, they knows this word. Any subject, not only JavaScript. If you are attending the OOPS in any language, in any subject, you know very well, object is a real-time entity. Object is a real-time entity. What is meaning of real-time entity, sir? It's really existed in the world. It is really existed, physically existed in the programming world. How can say it's really existed or not, sir? Who have these three qualities, those are the objects. Suppose pencil level. Can we see the pencil as a? Huh. Can you touch the pencil as a? Yes. Can you use the pencil? Yes. Can you use the pencil? Yes. Then you have the three qualities here. Then you becomes as an object. Here, what are the items available? You can see that you can take any of those items. And all three items they supported this. So how can conclude it, sir? any of the component, weaving is possible, visibility is there, and we can feel the touch, and we can utilize that one for our requirements, for our needs. Then those called as the options. Those called as options. These are the one real life examples, sir. All these are the real life examples for objects. Real life and the original life, what we have. Now, programming life, I'm writing here, say that one. When a paragraph is there, one object. Heading is there, one object. Button, one object. Image, one object. Division, one object. Text box, one object. Password box, one object. HR is one object. Every HTML tag is an object as a 200%. Every HTML tag we called as elements in a lot of in HTML. Every element is an object only. 100% every element is an object. So we need to deal with these, sir, not these. Dog, bird, fruit, car, human being, bank account. This no need, no use for us. Real time objects no use. Real objects is real. Most other languages you are dealing these objects only. Customer, employee, student, like this. In future topics in JavaScript, we are working with these objects. Every HTML tag we are treating as an object. No need to treat it. Really, they are objects only. Really, they are the objects. No need to treat that one. So 100% really they are the objects. So how can define an object, sir? Object is an instance of a class. Object is an instance of a class. What is instance, sir? Instance is nothing but a dynamic memory block. Instance is nothing but a dynamic memory block. We can say simply it is a copy of the classes. We can say simply it is a copy of classes. Every instance is a dynamic memory block. Every instance is a dynamic memory block. So simple pronunciation words are in objects are instances. These instances are coming from classes. Then we have already class, sir. Why we should create instance, sir? The general doubts, sir. You have classes already. Then again, why one more memory block we have to create it, sir? Some of the people's answer what? You know already somebody owns have class already. Then why we should create object? Any idea? Class also contains the memory block, sir. And only object class also contains the memory block. No idea, no? If you don't know, now I'm going to say 100% every class also contains the memory block. Without memory block, we can't access anything. Object only contains the memory block. No, not right thing. Classes also contains the memory block. available inside the class, that everything is comes to object, that is okay, sir. But my point is not that one here. The class is available already. Why we should create the object? That is the point here. The object inside what available, class inside what available. That is I'm not raising any point. I am asking the reason why we should create the object already class available. That is the point. Your answers are not accurate. Instead of saying the reason, class inside what we have, object inside what we have, that you are dropping message. No, 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 that is not right thing. Okay. And maybe as per the answer, somebody you are feeling classes doesn't have the memory block, I think, right? No, sir, is 100% wrong thought. Every class should have the memory block. Concern. Java to JavaScript, any subject. Classes also, they should have the memory block. It's mandatory concept. First, without allocating the memory for classes, so you can't create the objects. Can't create the objects. First, we should allocate the memory for the classes, then only you can create the objects. That is what we said. It's a copy of the class element. If I want to prepare the copy, first I need original gather. Without original, how can prepare the copy? Without original, we should not prepare any copy. Calling of methods, calling of constructors. So why we should call? But directly we can use class gather. With class also we can call the methods. With class also we can call the properties. Same as to your object. Object is superclass of all classes. So no, no proper answers, sir. So object is an instance of the class. It's nothing but a dynamic memory block of the class. It's nothing but a dynamic memory block of the class. You can also say it's a copy of the class. You can also say it is a copy of the class. Already we have classes. As per this point, if I said it's a copy of the class, and the class already available, but still we are creating the objects. So what is the reason, sir? It is simple reason, sir. Suppose this is my class. The class inside I have the properties and the methods both available. Of course, even constructor also available. Professional demand. I can use this class directly, no problem. I can use this class because class also itself memory block available. But as per your answers, I thought that one class doesn't have any memory block. But as per your answering style, I understand that one. No, every class they have the memory block must. Compulsory. So class also they have itself memory block. Then we can access these properties and methods by using this class also. There is no problem. But why we are not using like that, sir? So with one name, one class we can create it, right? This one class we can use only for one purpose only. One class we can use only for one purpose. But I want to use the same code for multiple purposes, sir. Then only instead of using the class directly, we are making the copies of these classes. The copies are called as the object 1, object 2, object 3. And these copies we are going to using for multiple purpose. This is the answer. Variables are methods are constructors are, that is not concept, sorry. So every class they have their own memory block. That own memory block inside may be properties available, constructors available, methods also available. But if I use this one directly, I can use only for one purpose, one time only I can use. One purpose, one time only. But I want to use the multiple purpose, multiple time situations. Then make the copies of these classes. That is what I said. So how many copies you prepared? This number of copies we can use for the different purposes. So 4 copies, 4 objects. 4 objects I can use for maintaining of 4 different types of data. Example, your real life example, nothing else. You have Aadhaar card, or PAN card, Aadhaar card, or driving license, or your BTech original degree, or provisional certificate. Your BTech provisional. How many provisional certificates you have? Or 10, 15, or 10, 15 you have provisional certificates, 20, 30, or somebody maybe 50 plus and right? Huh? So we don't have that number of provisional certificate. Only one, right? The one provisional certificate, if you directly submit in one company interview, company conducting the interview, there we submitted this directly here, right? Next day I have one more interview, sir. What to do? What to do next day? One more interview is there. But this first yesterday I attended the interview. I already submitted this provisional certificate. They're not hand over back. But next day I have one more interview. What to do? One more provisional certificate. Huh? No chance together. So then only original provisional certificates we are not using anywhere. That's for we can use or we can't use. We can use, but we are not interested to use, right? So reason what, sir? If I use this provisional certificate directly, the second time using not possible. Then only you are making the copies, Xerox copies of this provisional certificate. These 3 copies you are using in the 3 different types of interviews, 3 different places. Now provisional certificate also they have memory or not? Have memory kada, it's visible, it is touchable, and you are using also that one. Yes, you have memory block, right? But this memory, if I use directly, I can use only one time for one purpose only. Then only the original memory block without touching, I'm preparing the copies, duplicate copies. Duplicate copies is going to help me to solve my problems. So classes we can use directly, and classes also they have their own memory block, 100%. It is allocated the memory in the method area, also called as the class area. Classes memory allocations, we have the separate memory blocks in our RAM. We know already 2 memory blocks, the stack area and heap area. Arrays of functions created in the stack area. General variables are created in the arrays of functions created in the heap area. General variables are created in the stack area. Like that, classes are created in the class area. One more area is there. Got it? Why objected your answer, sir? So class is an instance, means it's a copy of the class. The instance is a copy of the class. So if you want to use the same code for different situations, different purposes, make the copies of the codes and use the copies. Next one, how can define the objects? This point we'll see later. This point we can go. Object is a collection of members. Object is a collection of members. What are the members? Generally, every object consists of some properties and methods. Every object consists of some properties and methods. So you can say simply, object is a collection of properties and methods. No problem. Directly say that one. Object is a member, so members means properties, methods. Instead of long sentence, so just go for the simple and shortcut. Object is a collection of properties and methods. Every object inside, if we take this as a dynamic memory block, inside we have some properties, property 1, property 2, property 3, and method 1, method 2, method 3, method 4, like this. The collection of properties and methods, it becomes as an object. And what is these properties and what is this method, sir? Nothing special, sir. Properties means as per our previous pronunciation, variables only. Methods means you are just completed topic of functions. So here the functions again coming in the next topic, sir, with some other name that is methods. The functions and methods both are same as sir. Both exactly not same, sir. Slight differences have. Look like a same only. The functions are promoted as a methods. Variables are promoted as a properties. Variables are promoted as a properties and functions are promoted as a methods. So what is the purpose of the properties, sir? Properties are used to store the data. Properties are used to store the data. And methods are used to perform the operations on the data. Properties are used to store the data and methods are used to perform the operations on the data. Difference is that one. So properties are always used for data maintenance purpose. Methods always used for to perform the operations on the data. On the data compulsory. We develop any number of methods. The methods are related to these properties only. Our methods, they should be used these properties only. A testing program is okay, sir, no problem. But when you develop the original program, every method, at least they have to use one property inside the logic. What are the logic you are developing? Inside the logic, at least they have to use one property. Without using any property, if you develop any method, sir, that is useless only. That is useless only. See this one? Array dot length, we know very well. So length is the property. Array dot length is the property, array is the object. Text short, push, index of, slice, reverse, splice, map, filter, all these are the methods. And all these methods we called with either array dot or we can call with either collection object dots. These are the predefined methods and this is the predefined property. Like that, we can define our own properties, we can define our own methods also. Okay. Then what is the use of these objects, sir? What is the main concept or main point of these objects, sir? I underline here, sir. See that one. Objects are used for data maintenance. Objects are used for data maintenance. So 100% every object is used for data maintenance operations. Sir, 1 week back in arrays also you explained the same point, sir. Arrays also used for data maintenance. Sir, arrays are used for data maintenance, objects also used for data maintenance. But the maintenance process is different. One of your interview question also, difference between arrays and object of the FAQ. Other subjects are same, especially Java candidates. Difference between the arrays and collection object. The core Java is FAQ, sir. What is the difference between arrays and collection object? And here, what is the difference between array and object? Arrays maintains the data in the sequence order, and objects maintains the data in the random order. Arrays maintains data in the sequence order, objects maintains the data in the random order. Arrays, we are operating based on the indexes. If you want to store the data, if you want to retrieve the data, indexes are compulsory. The objects, we are operating based on the properties, not indexes. 0, 1, 2, 3 for indexes not necessary, sir. You like this, array dot property. Directly ob dot, a property name is comes, ob dot x, ob dot y, like this. When it comes to arrays, sir, a of 0, a of 1, like this it will comes. And arrays created with angle brackets, objects created with the curly brackets. I hope if you remember, these angle brackets are called as array literal. And these curly brackets are called as object literal. Arrays created by using array literals and objects created by using object literal, that is the curly brackets. That is our first concept, sir. Object literals. How to create objects by using the literals, and how to create the object by using the constructor functions. Is second topic, working with constructors, and this is our first topic. JavaScript objects we can create in so many ways, sir. The most popular is the literals and constructors. If you observe these 2 points, sir, in arrays introduction also I said the same points. I think exactly in the last Sunday. Last Sunday, same point I explained, I hope. Arrays also we can create by using array literals, and arrays also we can create by using the constructor. And arrays we can also create by using the map or slice also. When you are using the slice, a new array is created here. When you are using this map method, also new array is created. When you use the filter method, also new array is created. So we have so many ways to create the arrays, and most popular is like that. We have so many ways to create the object. These are the popular. And first we are working with the literals. So we are working with the literals. What is literals, sir? This curly bracket is the literal. Curly bracket is the literal. So this is syntax, sir. Scroll the screen. Constant followed by something reference name, nothing but a name of the object. Reference name, nothing but a name of the object equals to, and this is your object structure. We'll see the small comparison, sir. Last three topics, sir. Constant followed by a equals to angle bracket. This is array. Constant followed by some f equals to functional expression or arrow function. This is function. Now constant followed by some o equals to curly bracket. This is object. What the common point for these three topics? Anybody? What is the common point for these three topics? All are reference to data types. The last reference to data type. All are the non-primitive data types. Because that is the reason syntax matching series. So curly bracket, my object structure started. Curly bracket, my object structure ended. Inside that, I have list of properties. First property, comma, second property, comma, third property, comma compulsory, not semicolons. After completion of that one, again you have to write the methods. How to write the methods are same as to functions. Little bit change available, and 100% not following as easily. Some change, 90% same as that. Define the named functions, sir. And named functions here it becomes as a named methods. We worked with expression functions, sir. That becomes as a expression methods. We worked with the arrow functions, sir. That becomes as a arrow methods. Named functions becomes as a named methods. Expression functions becomes as a expression methods. Arrow functions becomes as a arrow methods. So 90% same style, small changes available. So object is a collection of properties and methods. And this is the reference value. Non-primitive data type. So this reference variable maintains the address of this object. Reference variable maintains the address of this object. Then how to access this object, sir? That we know very well, sir, because daily we are using that one. An arrays topic, if you see that one, every array example we followed the same syntax. Reference dot property. Reference dot property equals to value. Reference dot method. A dot length. First syntax. A dot length equals to 5010 second syntax. A dot sort. A dot to set. A dot to something. These are the methods. Not only this, even documented dot write, console dot log. These are also methods only. So you know these syntaxes very well because first example of JavaScript we are following the same syntaxes only. First syntax of to create the objects, by using this syntax we can create the objects. Samples tomorrow session, as usual, will continue. Thank you all.